Hey, it's Kat, and I'm back with another rainbow card for you. So for this one, I am using Daisy White Cardstock as my base, and I'm using this adorable beehive stencil. So I'm just applying Distressed Oxide inks using a blender brush to color in the beehives, and then I will go down in the rainbow color. One of the things I did do I did not show you on this video is I did use a little bit of adhesive behind that white Daisy White cardstock to attach it to my all-purpose mat. And so I used Candied Apple, and then I used Carved Pumpkin, and now I'm using Fossilized Amber Distressed Oxide inks. I am using blender brushes, which have the advantage in that you can wash them and reuse them. And then I'm using Mowed Lawn for the green. I am overlapping them so that I am creating blended on either edge of that color. It will add a little bit more dimension and a little bit more color to the rainbow. This is Blueprint Sketch for the blue. And again, just applying it here. And then the last color will be the Wilted Violet. And I'm going to apply that as well. So there are different size blender brushes, but you could also use a sponge dauber or even the sponges that used to apply the Distressed Oxide inks. So I'm going to lift off my stencil, and now I have this beautiful rainbow of beehives. I did trim it down, but I'll show you that in a minute. Now I'm going to work on the sentiment. So I am using white pigment ink, and I'm stamping it onto black cardstock. Actually, I'm going to run it a little bit of this anti-static pouch because I am going to use the white embossing powder over it. So the nice thing about when you're using pigment ink, it works like Versamark and will actually hold the embossing powder on it. And so since pigment ink doesn't dry right away because it's sitting on top of the paper, it will pick up that powder and work very well. So I'm just adding the powder. I'm using this little tray just to collect it all. And then I'll use the heating tool to emboss that. I know it's very hard to see how that color changes on these videos, but it's such a neat process to watch in real time. So I'm just kind of flicking off some of the extra white. Now I'm grabbing my heating tool, move the tray out of the way. So you can, heating it from the bottom actually helps. I actually do from both sides, but I was hoping that maybe you could see a little bit better by doing it this way, but sometimes it's challenging to see. But it does it melts that fine particles and becomes very glossy and raised. So it really shows and pops on that black cardstock. The stamp I'm using for this is by Honeybee Stamps, and so there is a coordinating dies that go with it, so that will allow me to cut those letters out pretty close. So I use washi tape to hold those in place. Just kind of lining it up. There we go. Grabbing a piece of washi tape, and then I'll run that through my embossing machine. Okay, so I've cut it out now, and I'm going to, working with my card base, I use Close to My Heart's card base. I did cut a piece of black cardstock at 4¼ by 5½, and I'm going to mat that to the top of the card base. You can see a little bit of the adhesive that I used for to hold down the Daisy White that I made the rainbow on. So I'm just adding a bit more to make sure I really get it to stick to this card base. And I trimmed it down so that it was 4 by 5¼ so that leaving a little bit of a black border, which I think will tie in with that black sentiment. So then I've got the happy birthday, and I'll basically just attach that, and you're good to go. I will use glitter art glue to glue these down so that it will dry quickly and also work with the cutouts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and will join me for some other card making videos. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can see the videos when they first come out. But otherwise, have a great day and thanks for watching.